Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Faymonville Approach. Our heroes today are going to be from the Star-Crossed Cup number 2, round 2. It's going to be VIPUKS, HOI-VIPUKS, I don't know, playing as the Soviets in the blue, and his opponent in the red is going to be none other than RedxWings, PSG, RedxWings, as the Osttruppen faction. So again, as I mentioned, this is from the Star-Crossed Cup 2 tournament that was held by Romeo over the weekend, or well, the past weekend, so 2 weeks ago, I guess, at this point. This is round 2. Where RedxWings and VIPUKS met up. This is a best of 3 on the same map, so we shall see how it progresses. This is game 1, and so far, well, nothing has happened. So let's take a look. We have VIPUKS going for conscripts, as you would expect most Soviets to do. He has selected his Doctrine right off the bat, though. It is the Mechanized support tactics, so we shall be seeing some ISUs probably coming to play, although, well, we'll see if it gets to that point. And RedxWings, for his part, has gone for no tech. He is going, or went for the Osttruppen Doctrine, and is just calling in Osttruppen. So it's a very, well, not weird, unusual, I guess you could say, strategy. You haven't seen this in a while, really. It was a very favored or very popular strategy when the Osttruppen came out, but it did get hit a little bit. You know, they got nerfed in combat and also nerfed in the capping, so we'll see how it pays off. But so far, we got 3 conscripts facing up against 3 Osttruppen. The conscripts will win this engagement very easily. Right now, we have 3 against 2, so that's going to make it even worse for the Osttruppen. Although the Osttruppen do manage to inflict the pain on one of the conscript squads here for VIPUKS. He's going to be running away with 1 man left alive. He is target firing. Is he going to be able to get the kill? He gets the kill on a conscript squad. Nice pickup here for Mr. RedxWings. He does end up getting Molotov in the face, down to 1 man on a Osttruppen squad. Hits a retreat on all of them. Can they make it out of there alive? It looks like he can. It looks like VIPUKS is not focusing the fire on that 1 man squad, which may be a mistake there. He could have been able to equalize the situation, but so far, very good for RedxWings. He manages to eke out a nice ninja kill there on the conscript squad early in the game. Right-hand side, Pioneers are forcing away the combat engineers as they are close range, so they will win. Osttruppen just hold up in the center, or well, not hold up, but held up in the center, as we do have another conscript squad hold up, really, in this house. Osttruppen moving around the center, they're going to run into the conscripts. They do have the advantage of having that cover. The cover will provide them some nice fire, but here comes the Molotov. Molotov gets tossed. Nice reaction there by Mr. RedxWings, moving his Osttruppen over to the right-hand side. They are blocked from line of sight because of this high fence. You can tell right there. So yeah, the troops are shorter than that, so you won't be able to see them. And the bush and fence catch ablaze as the Molotov land there. More Osttruppen coming out onto the field. We have a 4th conscript squad getting produced for VIPUKS, while we see back at base tier 2 going down for Mr. RedxWings. So skipping his tier 1, going to be utilizing that. We did hear a couple explosions in the early game, so it looked like he was contemplating going tier 1, but then decided against it apparently. So we'll see how that pays off. Far left-hand side, conscripts behind the lines are going for the cap of the munitions point. They're running into an Osttruppen squad. Osttruppen squad setting up in some cover. Molotov going to be flying. The Molotov does actually impact here, so it's going to do a nice bit of damage. One of them catches on blaze. The other one sits in the fire, so they're also going to be catching a blaze in a second, while the conscripts get themselves into some light cover over here by the house. Down to 3 men on that Osttruppen squad. We have more Osttruppens in the center of the map. They're fighting more conscripts. The battles are all over the place, so it looks like it is hard for Mr. RedxWings to keep track. Another target firing on a conscript squad. Can he actually pick up the kill on that? The Osttruppens are sitting in the flames. They continue to shoot at the conscript. The conscript makes it out of there alive with 1 man still left, and the Osttruppen retreat as they're getting shot in the face by the conscripts. Left-hand side, the Osttruppen squad also ended up retreating with 1 man left. Pioneers came up to replace them, and they are forced to retreat as well as Molotovs fly all over the place, and the Osttruppen are trying their hardest to hold the line against the much superior conscripts of the VIPUKS. I don't know why I'm adding vowels there. VIPUKS, or VIPUKS, Soviets. So anyways, not Storm Pyos, Storm... Wait, no, not Stormtrooper. Wow, I am completely blanking. I'll just wait until it gets produced and then I'll talk. Panzer Grenadiers, that's what I'm talking about. Wow, I was thinking Storm Pioneers. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, Panzer Grenadiers coming out onto the field now for RedxWings, so that will provide him the much needed boost here in his anti-infantry firepower. Does set up some barbed wire here on this approach. It's an interesting decision. I'm pretty sure this is RedxWings that laid this one down. It's a little bit too far forward for VIPUKS to even care. And his combat engineers, well, I mean, they were on that side, so maybe. But no, I mean, this is more defensive here for Mr. RedxWings, so it makes it so that the angles of approach are a little bit less in number. Panzer Grenadiers now on the field. They're going to push forward. We do have a conscript squad hold up in that house. They're going to be trying to hold the line against these two. The Osttruppen are behind there, providing some nice line support. And on the far left-hand side, we see two Osttruppen squads pushing together to try to recapture the left. Conscripts 3 men only left in that squad. They're going to be losing that fight very quickly to these Osttruppen. Probably going to be throwing a Molotov at them before they run, but we'll see. And conscripts over on the right-hand side are trying their best to capture territory. Guards now on the field for the VIPUKS. Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward. They are getting flamed. Oh, that's nasty flamethrower right in the face there of those Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are taking some damage. They're still left with 4 men, but there goes the burst down to 2 men. They barely make it out of there. That's a lot of damage going down by the flamethrower. The Osttruppen are trying their best to hold the line, but with guards present and DP line machine gun. No, wait. Do they actually have? Those are just PTRS rifles. Never mind. Oh no, the Osttruppen squad burns ablaze and it runs down to 1 man. Can he make it out of there? We do have a artillery field officer on the field for RedxWings to try to bolster his infantry troops. This is essentially a grenadier squad, so it is tougher than the Osttruppen. However, if it sits on a Molotov, it's not going to be exactly great. Officer goes down, however, it is only losing its pistol, so it's not that big of a deal. Med bunker going to be going down here on the base for RedxWings. Back at base for Mr. VIPUKS, we do have obviously the Molotovs, but we also have the medics research, so he's going to be getting his troops back in full fighting form. And the Osttruppen on the left-hand side do force away the conscript squad at 3 men. Only now, which it's actually surprising that it took that long, but, you know, well, they win the fight on the east. Guard squad going to be fighting against the Osttruppen. The Osttruppen will be sitting there and capping the point slowly but steadily. The guards are going to try their best to kill them, but with the PTRS rifles, you know, they don't have the best anti-infantry firepower. If they do get upgraded with the DP line machine guns, then that turns around and becomes very, very good. Molotov flying at the Osttruppen squad. The Osttruppen squad unable to capture the point. The conscripts do take some damage and lose a couple of their men as they are forced off of the point. The Osttruppen are not in the territory, so they will not be capturing the fuel. And the guards are going to be getting a little bit of a flanking shots there on the Osttruppen squad as it slowly loses men and is forced to retreat. Right-hand side, Osttruppen squad also down to 2 men, trying to hold the line as we see the Pioneers with their SMGs closing the distance, providing some nice buffer there of damage. So there's a Stormtroopers, I still call them Stormtroopers. The Panzer Grenadiers close the distance and get the damage in on that conscript squad. Center map, field officer and Pioneers with flamethrowers pushing forward. Officer going to be holding the line and trying to capture the point behind as the Pioneers go for the center point. Conscripts, flamethrower, get fought off, or they return fire with some flames of their own in the Molotovs, forcing the Pios to retreat. And the field officer will be shooting his Luger all over the conscripts, and, well, it's not going to do too much, really. Right-hand side, Pios capping, right-hand side, Storm Pios capping, and far left-hand side, Guards capping, as the engagement in the center just comes to a bit of an end, as the officer is forced to back off due to the Molotov. Osttruppen move in to reinforce, and with a lot of Osttruppen on the field, that makes it easy to do. But yeah, I remember the Osttruppen before were really popular because you would do pretty much this build, but you would get a lot more Osttruppen and just go for the half-track. The flame half-track, and just reinforce them on the field endlessly because they were so cheap to reinforce.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Ooh, nice Molotov there by VIPUKS. Actually nails the Osttruppen squad on the move, forces the retreat of that, but with more Osttruppen coming in all directions as they are just too many. Well, it makes it pretty easy. Osttruppen jumping the fence. They're going to go for the cap of the point. We do have that conscript squad hold up in the house, but it doesn't have a great angle of fire. That's not too many windows. Only 2 windows are in this direction. Left-hand side, the storm... damn it, Panzer Grenadiers. I keep calling them storm... Damn it! Panzer Grenadiers push away the guards, and the Pyres are going to be capping the points on the back.
Medium armor and rocket artillery is now available.
Okay, so he gets his battle phase 2. Gonna be able to get tier 3 if he desires. Back at base, we do have tier 2 and tier 3 going down for VIPUKS. He hasn't gotten anything down from tier 2, but it's more of a safety maneuver to be able to have access to the AT guns as he goes for tier 3. I'm probably going to be getting T-34s or maybe the T-70. We'll see. T-70 wouldn't be too bad of an option considering that, you know, Osttruppen are, you know, pretty soft targets, so you can get a lot of kills very quickly with the T-70. And obviously the Panzer Grenadiers don't have access to anti-tank weaponry until they upgrade to Shreks, so, you know, it's not going to be a surprise Faust. But you do have the Faust abilities on the Osttruppen, so still, you know, you have to be careful. So big push from VIPUKS down to the south, to the center, I should say. Conscripts pushing through, guards behind them, Molotovs flying all over the place, and we see the full retreat there of the Osttruppen squads as they go back. And I just want to double check here the cost of reinforcing, which should be very cheap. And yeah, 16 manpower to reinforce an Osttruppen. So yeah, I mean, that's why you would get out your half-track and have it there on the field, and the Osttruppen would just absorb a lot of damage and not really bleed that much as far as manpower goes. So, yeah. T-34 being built for VIPUKS. He's gonna have a lot of shock power on the field, as tier 3 has gone down for Mr. RedxWings. Still not building anything from it though, so the Panzer IV or what to call it, the Stug, to counter it, you know, it'll take a while to hit in. So VIPUKS is going to have a nice window of time here where he has a superiority with armor on the field. So let's see if he is able to, well, make the most out of it. Osttruppen and Field Officer fighting the conscripts. The Field Officer is moving over to the right-hand side to capture the fuel as Panzer Grenadiers push forward with the Osttruppen for support. T-34 now pushing forward. The Osttruppen are... Oh my god! That T-34 annihilated that squad. One shot killed 5. The coaxial machine guns just killed the remainder 1. Panzer Grenadiers don't have Shrek equipped, so they are essentially useless against the T-34, and the T-34 knows that. Pushes away the other Osttruppen squad and is going to go on the hunt for the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are forced to retreat. Artillery Field Officer as well has a lot of abilities, Faust not being one of them. Forces the retreat of that, and VIPUKS just annihilating Mr. RedxWings right here with that T-34. RedxWings having to rely on his pack. Gonna build a pack, you know, to be able to keep that T-34 at bay. There is a teller mine right there, dangerously close. Oh, VIPUKS! What was that? What was that? Oh my god, RedxWings put some type of phase there. The T-34 ran over the teller mine and suffered no damage whatsoever. It just whiffed. What was that? That is... I am pretty sure not intended. Well, that is a... wow. Yeah. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, and I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. But Mr. VIPUKS is currently ranked 15th, at least at the time of casting. I don't know at the tournament, but you know, at least gives you an idea. At the time of casting, he is ranked number 15 for the Soviets, and RedxWings is 52 on his Ostia or Wehrmacht faction. So it, you know, top 100 players right here. I mean, obviously they have to be to get ahead in the tournament, but yeah, I mean, none of these players are scrubs. But wow, that teller mine not blowing up, that is all sorts of bullshit, really. Let's see if it doesn't cost RedxWings the game. So anyways, the pack gun does manage to get a nice solid hit there on the T-34, forces it to back off. It is still there on the field, going to be moving down the road, but it is a little bit unsupported. We do have conscripts closing the distance, but there is a field officer and Panzer Grenadiers nearby, so the conscripts cannot really just push forward unopposed. They are forced to retreat, and the T-34 is down the road, a little bit dangerously, but still. Conscripts on the right-hand side, still holding the fuel. So both fuels are in possession for Mr. VIPUKS, so he is quite solidly there in the lead with 20 more fuel, essentially, than RedxWings can afford. Panzer IV has hit the field, however, so he's going to be able to push back, getting upgraded with the gunner on top. The conscripts do end up retreating, and the Panzer IV is now on the field. Pack-Gun is covering the center road, so he could actually push forward with the Panzer IV. Try to go for the kill on T-34. T-34 has been repaired to full strength, so it's going to be a, you know, tough fight, but, well, not tough fight, but, you know, it's going to be able to last a while. And the machine gun on top is slowly getting upgraded. I like, though, how it looks a little bit sleeker there without the guy on top. T-34 gets a nice shot in there on the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV is forced to back off a little bit. It does have the cover of the Pack-Gun. The Pack-Gun is forced to back off as well as infantry is pushing forward. Guards rifles are providing also some nice fire support there to the T-34, as it does have the they do have the PTRS rifles. They are also able to button, but he does not have DP light machine gun, so the button ability is not available. No, it does look like they have it, so never mind. Panzer IV taking a beating, T-34 taking a bigger beating, and both of them back off a little bit as they will be licking their wounds and repairing. Pack-On backing off and going to be setting up to cover the Panzer IV in the center, it looks like. Far right-hand side, field officer going for the victory point. Victory points are 414 for VIPUKS, 325 for Mr. RedxWings. Conscripts are going to be running up behind the artillery field officer, trying to cut him off. Can he actually get the decap? No, he does not manage to get the decap, so the field officer should probably just retreat. It doesn't make sense. Although Storm, damn it, Panzer Grenadiers are coming up behind them. The field officer is going to be getting the flank there on that conscript squad. Conscript squad going to be forced to retreat. We do have a fight in the center as the Panzer IV pushes forward, fighting the T-34. AT gun now on the field for VIPUKS, so it manages to inflict a lot of damage to the Panzer IV. Panzer IV down to about 25%, as well as the T-34s. Both tanks are probably going to be out of combat action for a little while, as the conscript squad on the right hand side did end up retreating down to 2 men, and the other one retreats at 4 men left as the field officer makes its exit from the field. Pioneers quickly repairing the tank. T-34 backs off all the way into the base so that the combat engineers can do the same. And we have a bit of a stalemate here in the center, as not much is going on. Conscripts push forward. They run themselves into the range of the Panzer IV. Panzer IV, though, does get shot at by the AT gun. The AT gun unable to get a second shot off there, and you know, the Panzer IV makes it out of there alive. Pack gun takes a little bit of damage, but it's still there and still alive. And Osttruppen move in to reinforce and hold. They could actually push forward and go for the cap if they wanted to, and we'll see if RedxWings does so. He is going to do so. No, he actually just sets up in heavy cover, as he expects his enemy to be covering the center. But it's only being covered by an AT gun so far. Everything is back at base, getting healed up, reinforced, and now, only now, are they heading out into the field. More combat engineers getting produced for VIPUKS, as we have nothing really being produced for RedxWings. I'm not sure exactly what both players are waiting for, although if I were to take a guess, VIPUKS is just simply waiting for his 12 command points to be able to get the ISU. He has almost the fuel requirement for it, and he has the manpower for it already. He just needs one more command point. Well, hold on a second. A little bit more. One more command point now. There you go. And I think he just needs the fuel, so yeah. But I'm assuming he's probably waiting for that. RedxWings, though, he doesn't have anything to call in, though, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know exactly what he's waiting for with his manpower and fuel, so we'll see if he ends up teching. He has not gotten the Battle Phase 3, so we'll see. Center map, T-34, moving in strong. Gonna be getting some shots off there, but gets shot back in return by a pack gun. Whiffs the shot, misses completely, but it does scare away the T-34 to back off a little bit. AT gun taking some shots at something. Oh, it looks like it's just attacking ground on the Osttruppen, trying to see if it can snipe one of them. Panzer IV pushing forward. We see a mortar getting produced and another Panzer Grenadier squad for Mr. RedxWings, so he's going to be spending his manpower now. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was wondering. He wasn't spending the manpower, but now he is. Mortar is going to help out and break the center. Mortar is always annoying from the Ostfield because it shoots just so fast compared to other mortars. And the T-34 trying to get some shots there on the Osttruppen. Panzer IV exposing his rear armor to the enemy. Not sure why it's doing that, but moves in to engage. Panzer IV going to be providing some support. T-34 takes a nasty shot there by the pack. Forces it to back off. AT gun moves up. Is in range of the Panzer IV, but it needs sight range. The Panzer IV will be revealing itself. There it goes. Takes a shot by the AT gun. As the T-34 nails the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers back off. AT gun no longer in range, and the pack gun is still there to hold that T-34 at bay. Shots continue to fly at the AT guns, but nothing really is getting hit, and the Panzer Grenadiers are going to get reinforced on the fly, but yeah. Whew. Difficult fight on both sides, it looks like. I have a suspicion, though, that Mr. VIPUKS will be winning this game, because he had just called in an ISU, and I don't think there's anything on the field that RedxWings can utilize to fight it. I mean, Panzer IV can kill the ISU if he gets behind it, but there is a T-34 there to provide support, so it makes it a little bit harder to do that. And a little bit harder to get away with it all the way until killing the ISU, so we'll see. Panzer IV moving all the way to the right-hand side with the piles, going to be getting some repairs going as they cap, but the ISU... the ISU is moving in that direction. Actually stops a little bit further back, so it's not going to be pushing too aggressively. It's going to wait for some infantry support. And the mortar is now on the field, and we hear it hold up in that bunker. That is actually amazing. I did not know that. I hadn't seen it. That's cool. So you can build the trenches, and you can actually put the mortar squad in there, and it makes a little tent there with a hole on top. That's cool. I had not seen that. At least not in any replay, I don't think. So Panzer IV trying to stop the conscripts over on the right-hand side. The ISU is moving over to the center. Still a little bit undecided on what it wants to do, apparently. Going to be turning its sights toward the center of the map. Spots an Osttruppen squad, whiffs its first shot completely, but that makes it so that RedxWings is now well aware of what is on the field. Osttruppen squad retreat as they notice, holy shit, that gun is going to kill us. Shot flies, oh my god, almost eliminates the entire squad down to one man. Barely makes it out of there. The Panzer IV rushes through the center. We do have DP light machine guns equipped on these guys, it looks like. Yeah, there you go. So they have the ability to button down, so the Panzer IV needs to be a little bit careful, otherwise it's going to get snared. If it had gotten snared right there with the ISU so close, it would have probably been GG. T-34 moving over to the left-hand side. Panzer Grenadiers moving both of them together over to the left-hand side. They could probably do with some Shreks now to help out against anti-tank. And the ISU is just wrecking face all over the place. It looks like the pack gun got eliminated. Yeah, pack gun has been killed. T-34 and Panzer IV are duking it out over here on the left-hand side. Shreks do finally get equipped on one of the Panzer Grenadier squads. Double Shrek flies. T-34 gets hit. Panzer IV is trying to go for the kill on it, but manages to only bounce a shot off the armor of the T-34. T-34 returns fire, and the Panzer IV backs off. Panzer Grenadiers are going to be trying to hold the line against the armor, and the ISU is just slowly but steadily inching forward, and is going to be just basically cleaning house here. It can just turn around and start hitting this, and this, and yeah, there we go. Shot on the trench. The mortar squad inside will be getting eliminated. T-34 backing off. Shreks fly from the Panzer Grenadiers and do a lot of damage. Mortar inside still strong, so still healthy, kinda, still alive. So I guess that's the best you could say, really. Oh, Osttruppen squad gets shot in the face by the ISU, and the ISU continues to reign supreme as it always does. Left-hand side fueling command, and victory points are getting capped by RedxWings. Victory points are 185 for RedxWings, 380 for VIPUKS. And his Panzer IV seems to be trying to go for a sneaky operation here on the left-hand side. He's going to be running to the T-34, but there is a guard squad in front of it. The guard squad buttons down the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV is slowly crawling away. Remember, the button ability has been kind of nerfed in the past. It got reduced the amount of movement. I believe before it was like 90% movement reduction. Now it's like 75 or 50%, something like that. So it's not as strong, but it still had the effect there. AT gun was in position, takes a shot, and down goes the Panzer IV for RedxWings. Railway artillery gets called in, but nothing gets hit because railway artillery is, well, railway artillery. Panzer Grenadiers trying to go behind all the troops. The ISU probably going to be killing it. Let's see if we can get that snipe shot at the edge. Oh, well, decides not to snipe it, but hit the other squad, killing 3 of its members, and leaving a lone Panzer Grenadier with a Shrek equipped. A big block pushes forward. Last desperate attempts here by RedxWings. Can he get in range for a Faust? I mean, he is in range, but oh, he just keeps getting shot. Down to 2 men on that Osttruppen squad. This other Osttruppen squad gets the Faust off. Can he get the crit? No. Impacts in the surface. No crit on the engine. That ISU is not going anywhere. Another shot flies. Osttruppen squad down to 1 man. Not able to do too much. And the ISU has gotten 32 kills to its name so far. It is a ridiculous weapon. And the Pios are going to pop in and get themselves killed here by the T-34. Soviet infantry frolicking all over the fields here, having fun. They're moving forward, going to be engaging the enemy. The mortar hasn't really done anything. It has 5 kills to its name, no veterans just yet. So it's helping out a little bit, but, you know, it's not too great. Pios inside the house just have to exit and retreat. Panzer Grenadiers pop in, trying to sneak some Shreks off at the ISU. The ISU just, you know, nails it. Actually, it was the T-34, but the ISU nails it down to 1 man, and the house is about to collapse. More shots just flying all over the place from that ISU. Oh my god, the calamity, the horror here for RedxWings. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him being able to do anything. He has to score maybe a lucky railway to kill the ISU, maybe? And even then it would be tough. Yeah. I think game over though, but well, we'll see. What did they have for their bulletins? They have just buffing the conscripts, and oh, okay. Dispatch time reduced by 10% for Osttruppen squads. Osttruppen squads are 3% harder to hit, and then Panzer Grenadiers are 2% harder to hit. So, buffing his infantry as well. Bombing strike by VIPUKS. Probably going to be calling it on top of the Tier 3. Boom! Doesn't destroy the building, but I mean, with the ISU nearby, he can just like snipe it out of existence. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna wait until the game comes to a close because I don't see much else happening. Panzer Grenadiers retreating. One of their guys gets sniped again by the ISU. 39 kills for the ISU so far. Right hand side, Osttruppen trying to recapture some territory. T-34 now fully repaired, moving back out. ISU still damaged at about 75% strength, but we do see a Pio squad moving in its direction. 2 Pio squads moving in its direction to help with the repairs. Shots continue to fly, more kills continuing to happen by the ISU. And more troops just capturing territory all over the place. Pio's going to be running into the T-34. T-34 going to be having its way with them.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. Losing men here.
And Tier 3 is getting bombarded here by VIPUKS, and it will soon be dead. There we go. Tier 3 destroyed. And now the mortar is getting targeted by everything else. Mortar down to 1 man. Mortar gets cleared. Could get destroyed. Panzer Grenadiers with Shreks coming up on the flank on the ISU. The ISU turns to face them. Gets a shot off, killing 2 of them. But they still have all their Shreks alive. They decide to target the T-34. The T-34 takes a little bit of punishment there. Down to about half health. Shreks are forced to retreat. And the T-34 still there. Less than 100 points left for RedxWings. It looks like he's probably going to be letting it just tick down, but I believe in a tournament manner, it's not a good idea to just let it. Like, if you know the game is lost and you can't win, just end it there, because victory points count can actually have an effect if it comes to a game 3, so, you know, you want to have as many, I think. Actually, I don't know how it functions exactly, but I know they're important, so whatever. Another railway artillery getting called in. Oh, actually, no. That's a smoke. Smoke getting called in by the field officer? Was that it? Oh, well, never mind, because he's dead. I was going to look, but I'm pretty sure that was it. Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward, trying as best they can to go for the point, but nothing really happens. GG, says RedxWings. He's going to wait. I mean, he's not going to wait until it ticks down. Throws in the towel, and that is game 1 for the round 2 series between Mr. RedxWings and VIPUKS. So game 1 goes to VIPUKS, and well, let's see how it goes. I will see you on the next game. next time. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.